Alright folks, today we're going to do something a little bit different. I use a lot of knives, well actually I use the same two knives over and over, and I was wondering if there's any difference between them when I saw this cheap, about $8 Anko or Kmart branded knife. So this is my usual one, it's a Wiltshire, and it sharpens itself. I've had this for over a year, I use it probably every day. So I thought I'd see how sharp that is. Bought a brand new one, I think these are, hazard a guess, $18, so about twice the price of the Anko one. Compare the old and new, they're the same knife, but they've just changed the styling a bit. I actually like the little locking mechanism on the old one, but that's right. And then we'll compare it to this. Now to do so, I've set up this little test rig, and quite simply, grab an elastic band, you wrap it around these 2 points, and then if we were to cut it as such, like you'll snap. So this gives us a rough idea of how sharp or dull the knife is. Now I've tested this with quite a few lackeys so far, I've got a big bag of them, and it's been pretty consistent. So for this one, just before that sharpen, I was getting about 1.3 kilos of force each time. I've moved the setup since then. It should be about the same. No sangria this time, just Cab Merlot. I'm just gonna put 2 lackeys under here so that this doesn't slide on the glass. There we go. Now, what I'll do is I'll do 3 of each, and then I'll move on to the next one. And I might do 3 of this one, and then I'll sharpen it a few times and see how it goes. When I edit the video a little bit afterwards, I will also pause on the top reading for each. I'm just gonna read out what I think I see when I'm doing it. So here we go. Alright, that was about 1.1 kilos from what I saw. I'll do it with another lackey. No one of these is going to ping me in the face, isn't it? About 1.1, nearly 1.2. Now I'm trying to put the tip of the knife in the same place each time to make it as consistent as possible, and making sure it dials back to 0 each time. I'm also trying not to slide it, so we're not putting any actual cutting motion, it's just the downwards force. 1.2 that time. So let's try again. I'm just going to give it a quick few sharpens. Don't play with knives at home, and probably don't do it this way because it's not the safest. It should be doing it like that. You see, don't know if the camera will focus. There we go. It is a bit dulled by use over the years, but it's not a bad knife. Get those little fibers off. Try again, see how this goes. So it was 1.1 to 1.2 kilos of force required each time before. Test number 1. Ooh, just over 9, 0.9. kilos. Not freedom units here, we're using metric, as everybody in their right mind should, or in their right mind does. That was about 9 as well, but held on to half for a moment. I'll try one more time. So it looks like the sharpening case does actually make a difference, storing it in it especially. That was very quick, so that was up the back that time. I'll do one more, get it where it should be, towards that middle section. The back doesn't get diced with very much, so of course it's going to be a bit sharper. Yeah, so just over 1. So sharpening it actually made a bit of a difference. Interesting. So let's try the brand new one now. In one of these fantastic blister packs that you inevitably slice yourself opening. A Wiltshire usually makes some good stuff. It's not expensive, but you know, in my 20 or so years of kitchen appliances, it seemed pretty reliable. A lot of the odds and ends that I own are Wiltshire. So profile of the knife is very similar. Helps if I put it in frame. Slightly different, but similar nonetheless. As you can see, brand new, perfect blade on that. Let's see how it goes. Over there. Fresh lucky band. I wonder why they changed it from purple to green, or if you can still get the ones with the green casing on them. I was at 6 then, so definitely sharper. 0.6 I should say. Second time. Fairly consistent, 0.6 and loose change. Third one, just over 7. Interesting. So I'd say, I mean, obviously it's sharper, but that's minimal difference for a knife that, you know, I've used this one for, oh geez, well over a year now, possibly 2 years, versus one that's brand new. So let's see how this one goes now. Open up this fantastic blister pack again. Ooh, this one is sharp. The packet that is, the knife is to be determined. This, it feels thinner. I'm not sure if it actually is. It actually might be a little bit thicker. I have my caliper out. Yeah, that's definitely thicker. Bigger. Metal handle. Sounds like it's hollow or something. It's a bit tinny sounding, but similar profile. Edge looks pretty good, but the lucky band will be the decider of that. So literally half the price of the last one. See if it does any different. That was instant. Very interesting. Maybe that was a crapped out lucky band. Let's try again. 3 and a bit. So I think it was 2 and a bit last time, 3 and a bit this time. Bloody hell. Alright, that was 6 that time. It was very inconsistent, isn't it? Let's do another one. I'm gonna come down it, whoops. I'm gonna come down on it very slowly. Watch closely what's going on. 4 and a bit. So the lucky bands can't be dulling this. There's no chance. I think it's a fairly consistent blade. Don't do this at home, but you can, if you're going upwards a little bit, not downwards, you're not going to cut yourself. But there's no burrs or anything. Just going to grab a lucky band. That was not consistent enough for me to be happy with it. Again, instant. Alright, this bloody Oppo phone overheated again. I think it's because I was using the floodlight LED. So this cheapo one was consistently performing better. It was probably 200 to 300 or 0.2, 0.3 kilo, 200 to 300 grams most of the time. I'll check the actual footage afterwards. I went and got some paper though, so we can actually do the paper test. Tried and true. Probably not officially recognised method. It's difficult though. It's not just me, I don't think, it's actually difficult. It does definitely slice through paper. Yeah, that was a nice clean one. That's for sure. We'll try the brand new Wiltshire, another bit of paper. Ooh. Nuts. At Toro, once I was in the tear, it cut it, but not a great cut. I don't know if you can see there, it's a bit of a rough edge. Just try this one again. The Santoku Anko branded. I must be doing this wrong, right? As soon as that starts cutting into it, that's bloody brilliant. I'm just slightly not good at this. I swear when the camera cut out before I was doing a way better job. I promise you, I can't prove it. Yeah, see, when it does get in, it's not great. I'm disappointed, Wiltshire. You should be doing better than Kmart at least. Alright, I do have another competitor though. It's not a Santoku knife, but this is my tried and true Victorinox. I've had this one for, geez, probably over 15 years now. Unfortunately, it's got a bit of a, there you see it. Yeah, bit of a bend there. It's unfortunate, but it's a pretty good knife. I've always been happy with it. Probably my go-to. See how that pairs up, and then we'll give it a quick sharpen and see how it goes when it's sharpened. You gonna turn on, buddy? There we go. So we'll put these down in order, quality. See how this goes. I don't think it's going to be very sharp. It's been a while. Oh yeah. Oh, we're gonna, yeah, no, we maxed that one out. So what I've got then, actually sharpen it with this thing. That's a pretty neat little, again, Wiltshire. We'll see how Wiltshire goes. You need to give it 5 times in your prep, 5 times in your sharpen, 5 times in your finish. Now this blade is not in great nick. You can see there's some burrs and general, you know, mistreating in there. But we'll see how it goes. To explain, if you look in there, you might be able to see that the first one is a bit of a file. It's quite rough. That's very blade-like sheer surfaces, and then that is diamond to polish it looks like, or ceramic, sorry. Here's a bit of, yeah, just a bit of knife dust. See if it's made any difference. Oh, alright, that wasn't great. Try another one. I'm just gonna pick a spot that cleaned up okay. Try to get it towards there, right on the end then. Okay, so that was pretty good. It was about 8 or 9, probably just made 9, so it's about the same then as my old, the old Santoku knife. Yep, 9 again. So at one point when I think that was, let's go to town with this sharpener. See if it makes any more difference. Alright, I think what's happening with these burrs isn't from misuse, it's actually the sharpener putting a new angle on it. And the new angle is pretty fine. But that was a good few hits with the sharpener, so let's see how this goes now. Alright, that wasn't promising. Pardon me. Oh, I'll just make it duller somehow. I'll try it with a bit more towards the back. Yeah, so that bit's barely been used and barely been sharpened. Right in the guts of it. Alright, as you can see, 10 years worth of use, or over that 15 years worth of use, does start to wear down a knife, but that's not to say it's not sharp. It definitely is. But sharpness is Feels like logarithmic scale, it's definitely not linear. Yeah, so that's not as good as the Wiltshire, you can see. All that burring there is not pretty. In fact, there is fluff left on the knife from the paper. My camera wants to focus there. So there you have it. We put them in order of dullest, but also oldest, sharpest. I mean, it matches age, but if we look at these two newest ones, about $18, about $9, $8 or $9. I'm impressed with Kmart. I like Santoku knives for a variety of reasons. I always thought Wiltshire was better than Kmart. I'm gonna have to do some more of this. I'm gonna have to buy some more knives, I think. But I hope until then, this educated you about keeping a knife sharp maybe, or value. I don't know, I need more wine, I know that much. Cheers, folks.